We've got Desmond Ridder. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Falcons and the Commanders, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they interplay. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should. And what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
But meanwhile, for the visit, set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Falcons ready to go to work here on offense, and at the helm in his second season, Charles, it's Desmond Ridder.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
This is 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 21-yard line.
They'll go again with Patterson. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Ridder back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Patterson, he'll try it up the middle. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now Ridder to throw on first down. But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Patterson running between the tackles, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. You look at this defense. They enter this one number 13, Charles, in the NFL in stopping the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 13-yard line.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. At that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Ridder. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Ritter. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. Ritter and the Falcons need an answer, and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack. They'll look to throw here. Throw left side, taken in by Miller. And he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity missed there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble.
Usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Howell. And that went to the right side and incomplete. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were fantastic a week ago in a win over Houston.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Gibson here running out of the gun. He's got it to the 43 here. You talk about this Falcon defense. They were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Washington with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Faking the handoff. Howell. And that one too wide and incomplete. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Cordero Patterson deep for Atlanta. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Ritter to throw it. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Ritter throwing on 3rd down. Eluding reading the pressure right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they have things going in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight, and that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down. They'll go again with Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
This time they'll throw it with Howell. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. Back to throw. Howell. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he had to get this down to the 15. He won't make it. He's a yard or 2 short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Sly able to put this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
But he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now this throw caught left side. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Montez Sweat. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Ritter. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Working from the gun, Ritter. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Chase Young. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. One final possession for the Commanders in this opening half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Howell's throw taken in by Samuel. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. Not too much to show you scoring-wise in that first half. Just a couple of field goals make up all the scoring. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to a breakthrough, and things should open up as we move along.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Byron Pringle now to return it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Gets this out quickly to Dotson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Here's 3rd and 6. Howell down to throw it. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Ritter now. Across the formation, and he gets this to Miller. And he's going to be taken to the ground right there at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running the counter, Patterson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Again, Patterson. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll run with Patterson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
First and 10, it's Patterson. Cordell Patterson. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 61 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Even at 32 years old, Patterson is someone who could turn any touch into a home run. Jack of all trades, master of all. He even improved upon his career best numbers from 2021.
Ritter looking to throw on first and 10. And this one is incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up.
Touchdown, Falcons! Cordell Patterson, his second touchdown on the season, and the Falcons have taken the lead. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this third quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3.
Falcons 10, Commanders 3.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up first and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
False start. Offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Howell, he'll look to throw it. And incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Falcon football. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A Ritter's throw taken in by Miller. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Ritter will set up to throw it. That is caught. That's a room to maneuver. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Running left, here's Patterson. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Montez Sweat getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Straight ahead, Patterson. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 72 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The Falcons on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 18. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Second down, Hal now. Looking for Dotson, he's got him. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. With a play fake, and now here's Hal to throw it. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. Now Hal. A throw right side here going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Falcons offense set to go. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Ritter from the gun. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That's taken on the 25. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Here's Howell. Now this game has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Howell to throw. Thomas brings it in. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Even if he doesn't replicate his big 2020 season, you still marvel at the work Thomas has done. Once a college quarterback, reinvented himself as a tight end, now in his 7th season at the position, and still getting first downs in the NFL.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. His throw incomplete. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. A give up the middle to Gibson. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
Back to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. He's back to throw. Has a stop it with 4. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Ready?
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Still first down.
Throwing here, Howell looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down. Straight ahead, Gibson gets through, and now an opening. 58 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible. Now has him within throwing range of a first down.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Now they go play action with Howell. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And Howell will throw it. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. So it's the Commanders who come away with a win, and it was thanks in no small part to the play of their quarterback, and that's Sam Howell.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple of touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.